Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It's been quite a while since I saw you, or rather, engaged with you. And I missed you. I missed you. I was quite engaged with some other projects, which took me away from abundance mindset with Pule the Sage. All right. Today, our topic, guys, please don't mind as I've got a maybe if there's a doctor, an ear doctor around, please contact me. I've got some discomfort in my ear. Please don't mind that. Oh, yes. Hello, baby. Thank you so much for joining me. Level one, hey, it's busy. Yeah, people are busy indeed. Coming to things are really stabilizing back into normal. Welcome. Please make sure that when you are here, you greet so that we know that you are here. I see some eyes are watching me, but I don't know who is watching me. So I would really appreciate if you say hi with your name so that I know who I'm talking to. Yes, as I promised yesterday, our topic is fear as a deterrent towards us being our best selves. I briefly talked about it in my morning walk yesterday when I discussed the the issue. Hey, hello, Coach Malebo. Welcome. When I discussed the fact that in life we live in three phases, meaning in the past, in the present, and in the future. So in the in the past we live by virtue of oh yes, Coach Moses, welcome. Ah, we missed all your. Oh no, thank you so much, Coach Moses. Welcome. Yeah, today topic. I just wish it was quite. It was a bit cooler. It's quite hot today. But anyway, I'll just do my best. Yes, as I said, when you live in the past, you are living in memory. When you're living in the present, you are living the experience. When you live in the future, you are living in the imagination, and that is what generally the stages that people live in. I would like you to take out your book to write down these three statements that I'm going to give you, so that we take this another. Uh, yes, I need to switch on the icon, but I don't see the remote, man. Maybe if you ask one of the children to get me the remote there. All right, thank you. Number one. Fear. These are the three ways you can actually experience fear. Ne? And by the way, those who will be watching the replay, I didn't advertise this necessarily, or rather, event. I didn't invite a number of people. I mean, I didn't invite anyone. So those who are watching the replay, please remember hashtag replay so that we know that you watched this, and tell us how it impacted you. Number one, fear can be taught. Ne? Fear can actually be taught. Number two, please yes, I will type the statements for you guys as well. Ne? Fear can be transmitted through DNA. DNA in your blood, like it carries information, and when you are born, there's information that is carried through your DNA. I'll touch on it later when we discuss the type of fears that we deal with. Fear can be transmitted through DNA as an information carrier. Number three, fear can be received from actually six senses. Your senses, you can actually receive fear like that. Okay, I hope you got it. And then I would like you to also just note this down. These are the topics that I'll be covering on today's program. The number one, the types of fear that you get. Obviously, there are many, but I'm just going to focus on this. The rest you'll get on the book that I'm busy writing. The fear of rejection is the first one. Fear of rejection, number one. And then number two is the fear of failure. Fear of failure. Number three is the fear of being judged. Fear of being judged. Number 4, fear of loss of the unknown, like to lose what you are familiar with, loss of the unknown, loss of the known. And then number 5, fear of success. Fear of success. I'm going to write this down for you so that you can also pick that up. I'm going to start with the fear of rejection. As I spoke about the issue of DNA, in the past, during the times when we lived in tribes, when we associated through tribes and community, villages, and so on, the fear of rejection equaled death. Like when you were rejected by the tribe, you were basically ostracized, excommunicated, and you were meant to fend for yourself outside the tribe. It meant you had no protection. You basically had to get your own shelter, and which would necessarily at the end translate to death, where you would be, So that fear that came through the generation, through our DNA. You must understand something about DNA. DNA is actually DNA is so powerful that the current tech giants, or the people that the guys in Silicon Valley, where some of the tech companies were actually considering the possibility of using DNA as a way as a storage device for data and information. Because you must understand something about your DNA. Your DNA carries the information that can translate liquid. Liquid meaning the two cells that I always speak about, the female cell and they translate those liquid cells they've got information that can translate liquid into bone. Like you see, your bone grew as a result of knowledge and information and data. There's information that is in your DNA that tells your body how to evolve into the grown person that you are today, how to become the type of person you are, how to grow teeth. There's information, it doesn't just happen. It's actually a science in that is stored in the information of your DNA. That is why you can be having a nose similar to like your great grandfather, or eyes similar to, or, that. So it's basically a way of storing information and knowledge. That's the DNA. So as the generations came from the tribes and then all the way down, and they were coming, we inherit various DNAs, and one of the DNAs that we inherited was the fear of rejection. Because now you in order to self-preserve, this DNA needed to make sure that you are protected and so on, and it's stored in your inner memory. But now the difference is that the type of rejection that we fear now, it's basically it's the psychological rejection. Because now we are on social media. We are, when you get a few likes, you feel unliked. Or when you are not having friends as your other people or your other associates, you feel a bit left out and so on. There is the different level of fear of rejection. That is what we are engaging with. And then one of the one of the one of the ways that you can use to basically overcome this fear of rejection, you need to ask yourself for, okay, what is the price? What is the price here? Okay, this guy is making me feel small, or this girl or this lady or this company is making me feel small. What is the price? What am I losing? What is this guy taking away by not being nice to me? And the truth of the matter is, what I've also experienced is that, like in business or in general, like from my own experience, whenever I deal with a company, or like most of the time, if not all the time, the people who would treat you small are the people who are at the lowest rank, including some managers who are not secure in their positions as managers. Like I've seen situations where I would want to engage and speak to maybe to the CEO of the company regarding a possible transaction that they would like to do. Or you find that the CEO, actually, we are friends. I'm friends with the CEO. But now at the time, I couldn't get him on his cell. I'm trying on the cell phone. I get the receptionist. And you sometimes this receptionist would treat you so low, not knowing, sometimes so basically what I'm saying is, rejection is usually given from a point of people who feel less valuable. Generally, that's generally what I've experienced. So I always ask myself, okay, this person, okay, you know what, this is what I've achieved in my life. Okay, I'm a businessman. Okay, this person doesn't know the pain of being in business. So when he treats me or she treats me this way, he doesn't understand what an impact of this call can have so much impact on their own lives. That's why real big bosses, they are so kind. Real big guys who I'm talking about serious people who run big corporations. They are most of them are very kind. They will give you an ear. They will, especially when you have something to offer. That has been my experience as well. So make sure that you check what is the price. What am I losing if this guy rejects me? Okay, what is it that he's bringing on the table? I like one guy from the Bible. I like David. David. For those who don't know the story of David, he was basically the last born of his brothers, and he was anointed to be king during that time. But then it happened that David, through the time of him, he was taking care of sheep at the time. And then through his training as a shepherd, he fought a lion and killed it. He fought a bear and killed it, and created a memory of victory in his mind. And then it happened that one day there was a war in the country, and then there was this giant called Goliath. I'm sure all of you know this guy. But then what's fascinating me about David, he was generally rejected by his brothers, and to some extent also his father, because they just took him as this guy who's in the wilderness and no one really cares much about him. But his time alone taught him to discover some things about himself, and he learned that he has a certain power. So there was a time now the whole army, the whole army was afraid of this Goliath guy. He was cursing them, swearing at them, and so on. And then David was sent to bring food to his brothers. Okay, he came and brought the food and realized and had this guy swearing at these guys, swearing at cursing them about over their God and so on. And said, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine?" He asked that to his brother, and then they actually said, whoever, check this now, the price, whoever can kill this guy will get a wealth and will be given a hand to marry the princess. So now he's trying to find out more about this arrangement. He asked his brothers whom he had brought food for, and they're still rejecting him. They said, "No, why are you asking us about this thing, man? You like attention, man. Go back to the sheep, go back to the sheep and don't bother us here." And this guy, he just ignored his own brothers who were despising him. And then he went further asking, and then he discovered the price. And then he forgetting who was supporting him, he put his focus and said, "I can kill this guy." And then they brought him before the king saying, "Oh no, this guy has actually killed a lion and a bear. So maybe he can do something for us." They put soldiers' clothes on him, and he said, "No, man, no, I'm not comfortable in this. I've killed the bear and the lion the way I am. Just let me be. I will cut off this guy's head." And then he went on, and then you know how the story ends. He actually slings the shot, and then he kills him, and then he wins the prize. What did he do? He didn't allow rejection, even from his closest brothers, to stop him because he believed something more about himself. So it's important that you understand the dynamics of identifying rejection and knowing, okay, here's the rejection. And it's very important to also be able to put yourself out of the situation and see it as a rejection. Don't see the rejection as yours. You don't own the rejection. It's an experience that you're experiencing. Just, okay, rejection. Why? Okay, why am I even feeling rejected? You ask yourself that, why am I even feeling rejected? Okay, this and this and this. Okay, you evaluate, because now something cannot affect you if you do not agree with it to some extent, because it means you have some level of agreement with it. That is it. All right, let's go to the next one. So the trick is also to be aware of your emotions. I'm going to go into I'm going to touch on the fear of failure. The fear of failure is procrastination. Procrastination is one of the ways that we cover up fear of failure, because when you procrastinate, basically what you're doing, you're saying you don't want to fail properly. You are telling yourself, okay, I'll do it close to the time, so that even when I fail, it's not that bad, because I know I could have done better. You basically console yourself, That is procrastination is actually a sign of fear of failure. So one of the best ways to do is to be aware when you get to want to procrastinate something, especially that has to do with an activity that will help you to excel. You must understand that there is one of the fears that are trying to attack the result of what you are getting into, and perfectionism as well. Perfectionism is one of the fears of failure clothed in a dignified or morally accepted code of perfectionism, where you are fearful of doing, of starting, of even succeeding, because of like you start now restricting your engagement because you create excuses. They say a willing man has 1,000 reasons, but an unwilling man has got 1,000,000 excuses. So you decide: are you willing or are you not? That is also helping. That will also help you with the issue of failure. So the question is like, what is it that you are trying to achieve in your life? What is it that are you intending to get married? Are you scared to get married? Are you scared to get into business? Are you scared to be a millionaire? What if the money finishes and then people know you as a millionaire, and now how are you going to relate to your family? How are you going to relate to everyone around? Those are some of the dynamics that we have to deal with, because you remember our topic again is that self-realization, self-love, and identifying yourself internally from instead of outwardly. That will help you a great deal on this one of the the fear of failure. Okay, you'll get more about it on the book. The three, okay. Number three, the fear of being judged. The fear of being judged. The fear of being judged. It somehow goes hand in hand with the one year rejection, because judgment. If you think about it, judgment. I mean, if you say, "Hey man, I'm afraid this guy will judge me," subconsciously or psychologically, you think, "Or this person, onale, it's either superior to you, or this person is in agreement with a certain belief system that is that you own, or rather that you believe in, you are agreeing with." Because, as I said, there is no impact that will come to you if you do not agree with it in yourself. Another thing, it's just like there are so many things to touch on, but one other thing that I've also experienced is that the people that I've judged in the past, or like people that I've judged, we generally, subconsciously, sometimes we've got belief systems that we inherited, and you find yourself just judging someone, for something that they did. Fortunately, life has a way of, or rather, gave me a chance to experience something similar to that. Like, I mean, for instance, I'll touch on. Hey, my children are listening as well. So, you know, yeah, there are a lot of things, man. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Just take it like that. Once you judge another, you agree subconsciously with their with their ideologies of you. Another thing, when you feel judged, it's actually a very good opportunity to evaluate your belief systems. Like, for instance, if you're saying, like, I'll take a very common belief system. Like, if you owe somebody money, there's that unwritten rule or unwritten law, or like, when you owe somebody money, when you meet that person, you must act like, a bit down, or you cannot be flamboyant, or you cannot be yourself like freely, because you this person, you need some mercy from him or from her. So you must always be bowing, and it's a belief system. Not you are not obliged to be like that, because the problem with that arrangement is that when you start acting and believing like that, you are adding energy to that kind of emotion in you, the energy of shame, the energy of lack, the energy of I can't, the energy, and then that other person will react accordingly to what they see. I mean, I've had experiences where yes, I owe people, but then because I understood this, I learned to know this debt does not define me. You know, I might owe this person. Yes, I'm going to pay you, but it doesn't mean hore because I owe you. Yeah. What? I'm busy like. Oh, the children. Hey, my right. My wife is saying what I can share. I even forgot what I wanted to talk about. But anyway, where was I now? Oh, the issue of debt. Like debt. You ask yourself, okay, hey, like okay, yeah, the people by Lemur maybe have institutions. Like I make sure because now you see those small moments, né, where you experience these judgments, those are powerful moments if you are very aware of your growth as a person, as a human being. Because now, when you are made to feel small by, you need to evaluate, okay, so it means I'm agreeing with the belief system that I'm defined by money, I'm defined by debt, I'm defined by an external mistake or a mistake that I made. It means like oh, okay, so it means, so how, and then what, the one of the ways that I use to help me conquer these smaller battles is I ask myself, okay, my ideal self, like the me that I want to be or that I aspire to be, the multi-money guy with projects all over the world, with all the things that I want. How would this person react or behave to this? I was actually impressed. Kuka Trump, I listened to, I think I was reading a book or listening to a YouTube. When they were talking about when he went through a financial challenge, Trump, the president of America, he says in his book that he was driven in his limousine, and then he was in close to $1 billion worth of debt at the time, and then as he was driving past, he saw a beggar by the street, and this beggar was begging for change, and then in his mind he said, you know only if this guy knew that he's actually richer than me, because of the debt that he was going through. But what did he do? Did he agree with the shame of debt? Did he agree and say, no, okay, that guy he's always seen himself as a billionaire? He actually sued a company, some company, media company, which said he was a millionaire. Because he is in an alignment with being a billionaire. That's how he saw himself, and he manifested it. So in your aspiration to become your best, you meet these hurdles that want to question your attitude or your desire to be the person that you see yourself as. And then you have to decide because the feelings, how you feel, the emotions that you experience are as a result of the person that has won. Meaning, if you're going to agree with the person that you owe to treat you according to the normal belief system, or no, he must oppress you or whatever. If you're going to agree with it, it means your feelings are going to respond to that kind of thinking, and then you're going to withdraw and feel and feel. But then if you disagree, because everything in your life is a choice, every single experience of your life is a choice. You can be anywhere and everywhere, but whatever you're going to feel, it's your own choice of how you're going to see yourself. That's why it's so important to be aware of how you receive certain belief system, and these challenges that you face are an opportunity to identify. Okay, I believe like this, but is this serving me towards where I'm going? Is it helping me to become that person that I wish to become? No, I must revisit this belief system. Alright. But then first, before you get there, you need to understand that you are not your belief system. Your belief system is a tool that you use to propel you somewhere else. And if people can grasp and understand that, I'm telling you, we'll see a lot of successful, progressive people, because people will not just be attached to belief system for the sake of, yes, I'm like this, and the people will be able to think beyond that. Ne? So another way to overcome this issue here yeah. This the issue of what is this thing of being just. Ne? Learn to forgive yourself. Learn to forgive yourself. Even you don't have to forgive the other people who did you wrong, but for even try forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be angry based on what they did. Forgive yourself for allowing yourself to be frustrated or depressed based on what they did. Learn to forgive yourself, because once you forgive yourself, even the whatever issues that they've done to you, they fall off, because now you have aligned it to the true nature of being at peace with yourself. Now, I'm going to the next one, which is the fear of loss of the known. Fear of loss of the known, which is it can be your belief system, it can be fear of losing your beliefs, fear of losing your religion, fear of losing your parents' house, or like moving out of your parents' house, fear of losing old friends, fear of losing your old identity, fear of losing your dress sense. The you know Having an identity can be reassuring. Like you can be feeling secure. I'm like this, yes, I'm like that. But the danger with that is that it has a way of that can shift you, or rather that can stop opportunities of change, like good change, opportunities that can improve your life, because you are so closed up in your mind. That is why it's so important to open up your mind, because when your mind is open, you are able to see things the way they are. When you are too attached to belief systems, they cloud your view of the truth. And the Bible even says that you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. It didn't say you shall believe the truth. It says you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So what you know, you don't need to. You don't need an advocate for your knowledge. So it's very important, my people. We need to be that alert, aware. Awareness is very important. Awareness is very important. That meditation, I would suggest you review it again. That meditation of imagination and visualization, it's very important, because it trains your awareness tool to be able to see, oh, okay, and learn to detach yourself from situations. Be able to say, okay, no, this is not me. Okay, oh, this is okay. How can I treat this better in the future? The last one, fear of success. Yeah, I touched on this a little bit. Fear of success. A lot of people fear success because they actually fear that they will be successful and lose that success. Some people are like that, you know. And what I've seen generally is that failure and success, they go hand in hand, because on your way to success, you will fail a couple of times. I mean, Jeff Bezos, we know how they failed. This guy started with that company, the auction company, online auction company, and it was a failure. But then he now repackaged it now under Amazon, and it succeeded. We even don't even know about that failure. So many stories of failure. Steve Jobs. These people who changed many people's lives. People who are even saying, "Thank God for this cell phone." Thank God for this cell phone. Mara, it was a human being who was inspired by God, really, to manifest those things. A lot of these things, as I said, will be on my book, but um, oh yeah, one last thing. Where you feel, where you feel like insignificant, or where you have got some of these fears, I would suggest one thing that I will leave you with before I close. Get a globe. No? Get a globe. Like this is a globe. I wanna this. Get something like this. Ne? South Africa. Alternatively, go to Google and then search for your house address. Look at your house, ne? From Google. If you feel, Hore, you are in such a trouble, or you are in such a mess, people are judging you, or you've got fear of this and this, and then look at your house, how small your house is. As you expand yourself, the map, as you expand the map, and then it becomes the whole the globe, and then you can see the whole earth from there. You'll actually realize, Hore, hey, wow, I mean, this problem is actually okay. I'm not even saying or look at yourself. I'm talking about your house. Obviously, your house is bigger than you, but you know, if your house cannot even be seen from out of space, you know, what is the problem that you think is defining you or it's shattering your life? You know, have a way of taking yourself out and seeing the bigger picture about life. You know, it has a way of relieving your mind first of all and giving you that sense of, oh, okay, you know what, like a baby who learns to walk, man. I mean, they fall and then okay, they get up. Like even with money, I mean, we're so critical about ourselves regarding money. You know, mistakes are made. You make mistakes. You get money. You blow it, or you know, you use it in a way that you feel you regret afterwards. You know, but it's okay. You are growing. You are growing because definitely after you've lost that million or that 2 million or that 5 million, after you've lost it, you know how it feels like to have it. You know, and it's easier to even create it more. You know. And by the way, these billionaires are losing money every day. It's not that they don't lose money. Millionaires, we lose money, we gain some, we lose some. It's part of the game. So you can't be attached, you know. So yeah, yeah. Finally, the issue of on the same token, just just create a bigger goal, a bigger a bigger goal. Like when you're going through something and then you messed up here. Let's say you are a candidate of a firm, or somebody's calling me. You are a candidate, or you messed up in a file or in a matter, or you messed up. You know, you're a doctor. You messed up. You killed somebody by mistake. You feel you know I, you know, take it easy. Take it easy. You know, you are not. It's not the end of the world, like that. So as I said, there are so many types of failures, but because it's during the day, many of you might be going back to work and so on from lunch. So I thank you for taking the time. I'll just quickly go through the greetings here. Yes, as I said, the people who joined later or who will be watching this, remember hashtag. Ne? Yes, my wife, I greeted you. Fear can be transmitted through DNA. That's correct. Fear can be received through senses. Correct. Mantumo, welcome, Mantumo. Hello. Yes, you're welcome. Fear of rejection, Tamsi, failure, judges, loss of no. Yes, indeed. We'll actually write down these things for your records. Ne? Remember, we are packaging a book. If you've got inputs, you're more than welcome to put those inputs there. Nomapelo, Coach Nomapelo, welcome. Imita Guaba, thank you. Welcome. We welcome you in advance. I see you've been invited here. Fear of rejection, Coach Tamsi, is deep. Yeah, fear of rejection is quite deep because Mara, what I've discovered as well is the issue of self love. Self value is so fundamental because now you are able to even deal with these things because now once you love yourself, you are able to see, okay, you know what, this belief system that were making me feel inadequate. No, man. Let me throw away this one. Throw away this one. Like for instance, if you walk around in the bush or in the field, and then things stick to you, or like you are pricked by a thorn, you remove that thorn because it's uncomfortable for where you are headed to. It's uncomfortable for your life. So it's the same thing about belief system. Sometimes belief systems that served you like 2 years ago are no longer relevant for you, and you are not obliged. It's so liberating to understand that you are not obliged to keep believing something because you've always been believing it. No, no, no. You are free to. That's why you've got a mind. That's why it's so important to refresh your mind, renew your mind consistently every day. So fear of rejection, Tamsi. Yes, what is the price? What is the price? When somebody rejects you, okay, I mean, yes, okay, what can you give me? You're rejecting me, okay. Keep your keep your praises, keep your whatever. I mean, I'm still breathing. Have that kind of attitude because it will help you to overcome. Because in a wrong way, you find that you have a big deal and it's stopped by a receptionist because you are so sensitive. A receptionist stops a big deal because now you start reacting and blowing things out of proportion. So when you are able to engage, oh, okay, no, okay, I'm managing this thing, and you end up growing a certain love for people, because you understand, or people are guided by belief system. Many of us are confused, I must say, because we don't know really how to become effective human beings. So you can't be judging people like that. Good afternoon, billionaire Pule the Sage. Yes, welcome, Mokhomoti. Welcome. Thank you so much for that. Bombi, yo, scary. Can we change the DNA or manipulate it? Yes. DNA. I think there's a way. It's about reprogramming. That's why the mind is so powerful, because now through the mind, some of the techniques they use hypnosis. Hypnosis, where they deal with some of the underlying deep belief systems in your subconscious that are preventing you. Like you find out, like this, for fear of being sued. I won't mention the name because I dealt with the company before. Now, unfortunately, the company has went bankrupt. It was a big trucking company. You know, what the structure that they had was that, like, they had, like, the shareholders, the owners, the black people were the owners, and then the management. I actually went to the company and I saw, like, most of the bigger offices, the offices, like, of the executive, were occupied by white people. And it happened now. I learned recently that the management of that company, they actually ran the company into bankruptcy, because some of the trucks were actually doing work that was not reported to the shareholders and so on. So it's a long story, but this company was making multiple hundreds of millions. So, but it collapsed. What is that? It means now the issue of self-love and self-belief. I mean, it doesn't matter how much money you can have. If you don't have self-belief, you can even lose all that, because you will trust another person with your things. When you don't trust yourself, and then you just give everything over like that, and they will mess you up. So self-love is very important. Even for business, starting business, you need to know how to love yourself. Yeah. Welcome, Bombi. I hope your friend made it too. Yes, Tamsi, true givers of rejection are triggered by their insecurities. Can it. True givers of rejection are triggered by their insecurities. I agree with you, Miska. Oh yes, your why has to be strong, focusing on the price. Indeed, the price. The only feedback. It's only feedback. Yes, it's only feedback, Miska. Ish, get the children to yeah, man. These children, they watch my replays a lot. I'm so happy they like my videos as well. So I'm definitely sure they will watch it. But we'll make a private session where we can have this kind of deeper talks. We want those nuggets. Yes, you'll get them, Matomos. Yes, check the triggers. Tamsi, everything in my life is a choice. Indeed, it's true. Millie, welcome, Coach Millie. Everything in life is a choice. As I shift my mind to focus more on what's going right in my life, living in the now. Correct. Mantomo, Coach Mantomo, yes, I agree. They say it's how we react to situations that make it good or bad. Indeed, we can get ourselves out just by thinking differently. I agree with you so much there. Coach Mantomo. Tamsi, learning to forgive yourself, guys. Please do that. And relax, all will work out of our good. Indeed. Is it an audio book? Story two times. It starts with self. Once you are able to forgive yourself, you can be able to forgive others. Fill your cup first before you can fill others' cup. I agree with you, Coach Moses. Thank you for that. That's quite profound there. Coach Millie, wow, take yourself out of life and see the bigger picture. Yes. Our problems are starting when we want to live in the future or the past. Our answer is correct. The now. The samples your call distracted. You want your proper pleasure. No. All right, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. Been listening because I was busy with something. Everything in life is truly a choice. Yes, Mohamoti. Yes, Veggie. Guys, thank you so much. I bless you and I speak life to you, and whatever you are working on, whatever business you are dealing with, Whatever work you are working on, may you find joy and love. May you attract good things. May you attract good people. May your life just be a breath of fresh air. May you bring freshness to where you come, to where you are. And I love you and I bless you, and may you prosper, and may you expand. May all be well with you. Thank you so much, and I love you. Signing out. Bye.